I think it's pathetic how Keith Ellison and Barack Obama, for me, are the brunt of my pain. And I go back to 2003. I swear to God, on my mama, Star and Tribune, Channel 9, which I watch, posted that a Minneapolis public school bus at that time T-boned a Head Start bus. My daughter was in kindergarten, my son was at Head Start, and I used to ride the bus religiously. I used to ride the bus religiously from 2949 Sheridan to 3625 Oliver for Head Start. You had to volunteer as a parent, and I was probably the only parent that volunteered, so they always called me. And I didn't get on the bus that morning. My Uncle Michael said to me, he said, Sharon, God didn't like you. And I said, well, if I had been on that bus with me and my kids, God might have killed us. It could have been worse. I could have been sitting right where that bus T-boned us and we flipped, so we could be dead. That's what I said at that time. Do you know the very fucking next year around the same time, I was hit leaving Express Scripts. And as I was hit, my daddy was in a shuttle. He was in a super shuttle. As he was in a super shuttle, he had a van full of Asians. I told my dad, I said, I called Krisha, and I called my dad, and I said I was in a car accident. They fucked up my car. I said, Krisha, come to my car right now. So Krisha left New Century Mortgage where she worked, and she came to the car. And as she came to the car, I said, take my bag of weed, just in case, because I don't want them to say there was weed in the car. Now, mind you, I wasn't high. I wasn't deemed at the scene to be on drugs, on alcohol. I had just got off work. I had put in for the week before to be off that day. My ex wouldn't go get my children. He drove a school bus. Not only did the motherfucker drive a school bus, he had to stop right near my house where he could have picked his motherfucking kids up, but he didn't want to. And since he didn't want to pick his kids up that day, I took a half a day off. And as I was leaving Express Scripts, I was T-boned by a white woman making a turn similar to this right here. She didn't have the signal though. Right now, she didn't have the signal. The bitch was on her cell phone. And as she was on her cell phone in 2004, making that left-hand turn with no signal, she slammed into me. She was going like 30, 35 miles an hour. She had a small compact truck with a grill across the front. She fucked me up. My dad had bought me the car. My dad said he paid $500. The family rumor was he paid $50 from his friend Walter, who got it at the junkyard sale at the motherfucking auction impound. And then my dad fixed it up a little, so maybe he put $450 in it. And then when he gave me the Bonneville, we found out the transmission was going. So my car was going 20, 25 miles an hour. My car couldn't go faster at that point in time because it was losing the transmission. So as I'm going 20, 25 miles an hour and this bitch is going 30, 35, she slams into me. I hit the curb, the car pops up, I almost flip onto a bridge, and I was blessed that the goddamn transmission didn't hit my leg. As Michael Cooper Sr. laughed at me, and my dad showed up and said, this is her car. Not only ain't this my daughter's car, she ain't got no insurance. And they said, well, Sharon, you better have insurance when you get to court. And I had insurance when I got to court, didn't I? Not only didn't I have insurance when I got to court, they threw that shit out of court, and I had insurance thereafter. Every year I owned the motherfucking car, didn't I? The judge scared me. Can I have a courtesy ride, please? Thank you. I think my transfer expired. With that being said, I want to make sure that we're understanding that I thought Keith Ellison, 2003, 2004, worked at the Disability Law Center till 2007. And as 2003, 2004 worked, Keith Ellison was in my fucking business, right? 2003, go back to 1998, 99, 2000, 2003, 2949 Sheridan, the flipped home. Me and my ex got 2949 Sheridan. I said they were a part of that bullshit. And then I said as he was a part of that bullshit, he acted like he put me at 3625 Oliver, but I applied for that. I applied for Section 8. I got that through an application. That wasn't a deal from 2949 Sheridan. I actually went and tried to sue them motherfuckers for that house. Why? Because I said it was a flipped house. The furnace was broke. It didn't work, and part of the sale was that the furnace was fixed, and it wasn't. So again, I went after the owner of the house. Was that Paul Feason, Andrea Faulkner, Jeanette Cooper? I wanted to know who the landlord owner was of that house, 2949 Sheridan, because I thought it had a lot to do with 3625 Oliver. Do the dates, 1998 to 2003, bitch. And like I said, Keith, Bobby, You did me a disservice. You know, I was an honorable black woman, Michael Cooper Sr. I did what most women should do. Watched my kids, kept my legs closed, kept my motherfucking house clean. And as I became a foster parent, after I was hit in that car, that was my job, right? I said it was like doing 24-hour-a-day fucking daycare. I said the difficulty of care was my funds, right? I said they gave me an amount for the kids, and then this was my funds. I said it was a 24-hour-a-day job, guaranteed from 6 to 12 months, right? Maybe longer. So I'm not really in the mood to play with Keith, Bobby, Dawn, anybody today. And I said that judge, remember now, I went after the public defender's office. I said because when you have witnesses and you subpoena them and they don't show up, they should be arrested. And I told Michael's public defender I was a witness, and a good lawyer could have cross-examined me in front of a judge, and it would have been deemed valid or not valid. Because you know the Sheriff Madison, again, I asked her, can you call the police and chase a car? You know, because if she went back and she called the police after she chased the car, bammed on the car, nobody detained her from calling the fucking police. And those are facts.